The first step is to apply the filter to exclude other coders' work from your view. To do that, we're going to navigate to the main datasets tab. And here you have the option to filter based on descriptors, media, users, and codes. And for this exercise, we're going to be filtering by users. So go to the Users tab. This is where you'll see all users in this current project. So there's 3 people here. The key is to hit Deactivate All first. So right now you'd be seeing no one's work. And then simply choose the person, who in this case would be yourself, from this list. And that will activate that person's coding. You can always double check to make sure the filter is on by going back to the Dataset tab and then looking at your current dataset workspace. This will tell you what is active in this project. So it's showing us 1 out of 3 users. Perfect. So now I can go into my designated piece of media or the data that we've decided to code together to figure out our coding scheme or our code book by exiting out of this area and then navigating to that piece of media. Then you'll have a clean sheet to code on where every other coder's work will be excluded from your view. After you each complete your individual coding on that same document, you can now activate everybody else's coding to compare your code applications and how you are interpreting the codes. So you would go back to your main datasets workspace and then simply hit Clear Current Set. So now you'll see all items are activated. Perfect. So now you can go back to that piece of media that you all coded to start comparing your code applications and how you are interpreting the codes. So I'm going to X out of our data selector, choose the piece of media that we all coded, and this is where you can begin comparing those code applications. And then you'll see to the left of every excerpt will be a little gray bar. You can hover over that bar and it will show you the user who created this excerpt and also what codes they applied to it. So in this case, Delphine applied conflict and social debate. And if I go to the left, I'll see that Cosima also coded this conflict and social debate, but she also put proponents and opponents on it. So in this instance, it would be good for the research team to discuss if proponents and opponents needs to be included on this excerpt or if conflict and social debate covers it. So throughout this process, you should be memoing and discussing your different code applications if there were similarities, differences, but then also choosing if you want to have one finalized excerpt to keep. So in this case, for this example, I'm going to say Cosima is the principal investigator on this project. So we're going to keep all of Cosima's core excerpts, but then just make sure that the appropriate code applications are applied given the research team's discussion. So in this case, let's say the research team decided that we do not need proponents and opponents as codes on this excerpt. They felt like conflict and social debate summed it up fine. We could activate this excerpt by clicking the excerpt bar and then go over to the selection info workspace where it's just telling you, hey, this is an active excerpt and now you can edit it. So I can delete those 2 codes off. Great, so now we have Cosima's finalized excerpt with conflict and social debate. And now I can delete Delphine's excerpt because I don't want those codes duplicated on this document. So to do that, I activated the excerpt and now I'm going to hit the delete excerpt X. Perfect. So in this exercise, as the research team, they discussed this excerpt, discussed their code applications, and then finalized which codes they wanted on that excerpt.